Okay, here is, I just want to go over homework number 1 here for 313. So it's kind of a programming plan is what it's called. And so I've given, let's just pretend that maybe we've talked to the owner and we have a couple requirements. And so what's going on is a school district wants to build a new early childhood center. And so what we have on the next page is the homework and the space requirement. So we have a check-in office, and this is the square footage that we need. We have a couple offices for principal and admin to kind of work through. This particular facility is going to have 8 classrooms in it. We're going to have 1 restroom. I'll kind of go over restrooms and how those need to be set up. And then conference room, teacher's break room, teacher's restroom, storage, mechanical electrical room, kitchen, all-purpose room, and then you can just kind of do whatever you want to do with corridor space just to get everything to connect together. So the way this is set up, I've tried to allocate different points here, and so really the way it is, if it's all or nothing, so you want to be sure that you get all of your grid lines put in there, both horizontal and vertical, for the full 5 points. If you're missing 1 or 2, then it's going to be 0. It just keeps it moving really fast because all the different point options that we have here. Dimension all the grid lines in classrooms. Be sure you put dimensions on there. One portion of the exterior wall should be curved, so you play around with the curve option. The exterior wall should be brick and CMU, so be sure you pick that, and be sure you use the fine detail level to show the correct hatching so I can tell what that is. There's your interior walls you can deal with. All doors shall be tagged. Provide a minimum of 3 different door types, so you can load a couple different door types. All windows should be tagged. Majority of the interior and exterior walls should be tagged. Provide room name, room numbers with areas to match owner's requirements, and attached spreadsheet. Overall design concept is some points too, and then you want to submit on a 24 by 36 title sheet with the title block that I've been giving you. And so one thing was we want to try to keep this all on one sheet. So when we have some comments by the instructor, if it's really easy to create a huge building, I could have classrooms that are 2,000 square feet to make it work, but what happens is that increases your construction costs so much. And so we really need to get as close as we can to these square footages just to keep our construction costs low. All right, let's go back up here or down. So we talk with restrooms. I put a restroom example in here. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Shows you kind of some dimensions and some ideas to kind of put together. Oftentimes what I'll see students in this class do is we'll have a really narrow wall and we'll put all the toilets on it and not really think through how that's going to particularly operate. And so what you want to do with your restrooms, you want to be sure you do back-to-back walls. These are urinals here. You don't have to put in the plumbing fixtures, just allocate the space that's needed for it. All right, and then so over here you usually have your lavatories where you're going to wash your hands, hand dryers. This is just an overall example just to kind of, really if you kind of sketch this out, be sure you use your dimensions and like the way they have it here. It's probably a good place to start. That way you got a nice restroom in back-to-back areas. All right, let's go over the Revit file that's open. So there's no reason to open up Revit and use your own file. So on the homework assignment, you're going to download this TCM 313. It's an office building, but it's going to change to classroom. That's homework number 1. So I'll get that title change in there for everybody. If we go to the first floor plan here, so we really want to try to draw in this area. So I've tried to set it up because we have so many of being sure. So if you draw in this first floor plan area here, you're going to be sure that it's going to show up correctly as you're working on your set of prints. Okay. So notice here if I draw, it's already kind of set up just a little bit wall. I'm going to be sure that I pick my exterior brick on CMU. Okay, and so when I talk about fine detail, we want to be sure that's on the fine detail. And so when we submit our sheet, we're going to submit our sheet here. Okay, And if you have any question about printing, remember there's a way shows you how to print in here. This is an ArcD size sheet, and so you fill this in as you go. And as long as you work in those parameters, it should be pretty good. So, instead, if you're just not here and you're watching this video, I'm going to go ahead and click and edit this family, and we'll put classroom. Sorry, early childhood. Early child. Just a slight. There we go. I'm going to load in the project and close. No, I don't. Override the existing views and parameters. There we are. We're set. Okay. Be sure you put your name here. Okay. Issue date. Put your issue date that you're going to turn it in. So this one is due on February 1st, 2021 at midnight, and so that's a Monday night. So you should have about 2 weeks to kind of work through this and be sure you can get it done. So next couple class periods will just be going over this, getting started, and then I'll have kind of open class to be sure if anybody has any issues or problems as they're working through it. So, all right. Well, good luck on the project. I am always excited to see kind of what designs we come up with, and I've seen some great ones, and I've seen some that need a little work. So, but anyway, they follow the base requirements, and you should be fine. And the other one is please turn it in on time, because it's 70 points, which is a big chunk of the grade for this semester. All right. Thank you.